Oh, okay, guys. First of all, this is probably my favorite episode of Fire Force in general, but, like, this episode was amazing. Like, obviously, you got some really good dialogue, but it felt like the entire episode was just constant. Like, nothing was, like, really slow or anything. Not even, like, with, like, the dialogue and stuff and whatever's happening with what is it, Asakusa or whatever, the Company 7's jurisdiction and stuff. Oh my gosh! First of all, the smoke and such from the backstory, like the flashback. First of all, I thought that I felt a little nervous that we weren't going to get like some like full flashback, but we did, and I was slightly bummed out though that we didn't get to see like a full-on fight between that demonic looking Infernal and Conro, but like that's perfectly fine because like when Benimaru came to and looked up at the sky, like animation was the art was freaking beautiful with like the sun ray like shining a little bit, and then you got like all the smoke. Like first of all, the smoke looks so real. Like that whole thing with Benimaru and Conro, when Benimaru woke up and then saw Conro on the side, and it was like Conro was the one who pretty much like helped out the entire place, the entire jurisdiction and such. And then Company 4 comes in, the Fire Force Company 4, and I tell you, that captain of Company 4 screams sketchy. Like, that's, like, literally what he looks like. You see him, and then you look at him, and he's talking about making Asakusa, like, Benimaru and them, like, actually making a Fire Force company and whatnot, right? And, I thought somebody was outside talking or something, but I'm recording this at work and such, and nobody was in the building, so I gotta, like, talk about this episode. But, like, the whole episode, like everything with even just like the fighting was beautiful and stuff. The girl with the arrow, we finally got to see her face. We finally got to see the other dude's face and such, and we got to see like somewhat of a teamwork with like Arthur and Shinra and stuff, but they kept bumping heads and stuff, and I like that. It's not automatically them knowing how to work together. It's just they always bump heads, and Arthur is so dumb. But something that was crazy was that he was the only one who knew that those two girls from Company 7, that one of them was an imposter, and it turns out like there's dozens of people pretending to be like other people. Like there's dozens of imposters everywhere, and Benimaru seeing this, and now he's instantly noticing that like, okay, the Company 8's captain Obi and the lieutenant weren't those people. They were like the white clad people and shit. And bro, oh my, like I cannot stress enough how great like of the episode's pace was. Like, you got to see that quick flashback, and then you got, something that I also liked was when the flashback was over, and Conro was talking about, Benimaru and stuff, saying that, like, I don't care 2 bits of my life for, if it means, protecting, Benimaru, or, like, making sure that he survives no matter what. It's like he's waiting for something, for Benimaru to take action or something. But and then after he mentioned that, Shinra is like, don't think that way. Like you're, every single person's life is exactly the same. Nobody's higher than another, and nobody is no life is insignificant and such. And he was talking about how like everybody that he cared about was just gone, wiped away because of like, you know, his brother being wiped away because we know he's not dead, and his mom being gone, and his family was gone and stuff. And he believes that no life is little or large. Every single life is precious and stuff. That really hit me in the heart, and it hit everybody else. It was such a great speech, and he's talking about like, I'll help you out wherever you need it, no matter what, to Conroe and stuff like that. And Conroe's like, "Thank you, man. Like, I'll be asking for your help, or I hope you can help me out and things like that." And gosh, dude, it was just good. It was just amazing. I love the episode. Like, and then after that, like, all of the evangelist, or not evangelists, but infernals just start popping up everywhere, and the animation of the fire, bro, the animation in this episode was top notch. From like, it was the best episode in terms of like animation stuff, quality, artwork, and stuff. The pacing was amazing. You got the whole, like, all the infernals going up in flames around Asakusa, and and while they are people turn into infernals and stuff, like, not even just like random people, but people who are believers of the evangelist and stuff, like, turning themselves into infernals with the bugs. Like, they're eating the bugs and shit. Like, I'm like, bro, and that's what one of the guys was that was protecting the girl with the flame arrow and shit. Oh, like, that was crazy. First of all, Arthur's able to block her arrows and shit because of his condensed plasma laser sword, which was crazy and shit. And that whole teamwork with Arthur and Shinra fighting the white clad organization with that girl with the red, or the flame arrow and shit, and then the other guy who looks like he doesn't even have any flame powers or something, because he keeps using a dagger to, like, attack Shinra and Arthur or something, but that's not even, like, working out and stuff, even though their dynamic of, like, cooperating with each other and helping each other out was a lot better than what Shinra's and Arthur's was. But then Arthur and Shinra, like, we gotta do what's best, that like what we're best at and such, because that guy's taking the front while the archer girl is in the back and stuff. They're coordinating. So then Shinra and Arthur start coordinating, and Shinra's in the air while Arthur's at like on the ground attacking and stuff, and he starts blocking the arrow. Shinra comes in with the, oh my gosh, the choreography was so good in this episode, bro. Like, I can't even stress that shit enough. Like, it was so damn good. And nobody knows, like, first of all, I think the end of this episode was Benimaru, right, on the bridge, putting out this infernal. And then, like, his stick with that flame comes on. He's like, all right, let's do this shit. Let's kick ass. And that's the end of the episode. But something that was really, like, it made me nervous or whatever, right, was that Conroe and I think it was Hika or Higa or something. Hika and Higa are those two little twin girls, and one of them was an imposter. And for some reason Arthur knew that, but nobody else knew that. Like, Arthur might be an actual idiot, like, he's actually stupid, because Shinra is like, first of all, he's like, you can't tell me left, right, or east or whatever. You gotta just point. Like, like, he is so dumb. Like, when Shinra was first going after the archer and the other guy in the white clad, like, outfit and shit. That was so funny. Like, Arthur is so stupid, but he's funny. And when it counts, like, when he knows what to do. Because he knew one of those little girls was an imposter, so he knocked that one out. And it turned out that one of those people's, like, faces, it was an old man, and then he was a believer of, like, the evangelist or whatever, ate one of those bugs and turned right into an infernal and shit. And Conroe and Hika or something like that, the other little girl, were interrogating him and shit, and he turns into infernal. But they didn't fight yet, or so it just went to something else. But that shit was crazy, right? So I'm hoping that other little girl is not an infernal. Like, that would hurt my heart. That would crush my heart. That, like, I don't even want to think about that. But the whole fight also with Company 8, when MAKI blocked that arrow from wherever it was coming from that archer girl, from before Shinra was able to pinpoint where they were. Like, bro, I was freaking out for my girl MAKI, my baby girl. Like, it was right there next to her, and then she just turned it into one of the sputters, and then, like, she was fine. But man, that was some scary shit. that whole thing with the little girl, the guy who was impersonating that little girl was scary as hell. I hope that little girl's okay and everything. I hope, like, bro, I feel like we're gonna lose somebody in Company 7, and I think it's Conroe, and I hope it's not that little girl. But I do think Conroe's gonna have to, like, do something. He's actually gonna die or something. But what if he turns into an infernal? Oh my gosh, that would crush Benimaru, but then he'd have to fight Conroe to, put him to rest. Bro, I don't even... This was a crazy episode. There was so much stuff in this episode from, like, the backstory. And not only the backstory, beautiful animation and such. Oh yeah, bro, and I didn't even mention yet about why or how they're able to change or configure their face, and that it's from this guy from the White Cloud organization, the Evangelist, the guy's like a psycho, right? Thinks he's an artist and shit, and his ability is that he's able to heat up and boil, I guess, the blood and stuff, and blood vessels and all this stuff within, like, the face or the skin and stuff, and then he's able to actually move it around from the heat that he emits with his ability to make them look like other people. And all the people that he's changing are just believers of, like, the Evangelist and such, and they're not even, like, just, well, obviously they're not regular people, but they're not even from, like, the actual White Clad organization or whatever. And oh my god, and the part where he pretty much blew up this dude's face because he freaked out that, like, he messed up, and he's like, "You're not art," or some shit, and blows the guy. Bro, dude's crazy. That dude was crazy. This episode was crazy. I think since there's a team up with, Arthur and Shinra, there's going to be a team up, I think, between like the lieutenant and Maki and Tamaki, and then you got Conroe and Hagi, the girl, the little girl, and Conroe together over there dealing with that inferno, right? So then you got Tamaki, the lieutenant of Company 8, and Tamaki Maki, and the lieutenant. And then I think there's going to be, oh my god, if this happens, I'm going to be so happy and excited that there would be a team up between Benimaru and Obi. Captain Obi and Captain Benimaru of Company 7 and 8. If they do a team up or something, I'm going to lose my mind. That's going to be so epic, and that's going to be so cool, and I'm ready for this. I can already tell there's going to be some messed up stuff. People are going to die. Obviously, people are dying because they're turning infernals, but I think there's going to be a main person within this arc that is going to die. I think it's I believe his name's Conroe. I keep saying that, but I'm pretty sure that's his name. The lieutenant of Company 7. And I think he's going to use the last of his abilities, and he's then going to incinerate or something, and then Benimaru is going to be there, or somebody's going to accidentally, like, feed him, like, one of those bugs, like, somebody who's, like, say, like, about to die or gets captured and has a bug in the pocket and throws it at him, and then Benimaru has to try and fight him and kill him or something. Bro, that's going to suck so much, but, like, I don't know, like... Well, I do know. This episode was amazing. Everything about it was so good. But what did you guys think? All right? Were you as hyped as I am, or scared as I was for Maki? Because I thought she was gonna get hit somehow, but she kind of got hit. But with her ability, she was able to, like, somewhat absorb it or something. That was crazy. The way she blocked it and stuff. The way that Arthur was able to cut the arrow and, like. The choreography was amazing. Shinra going up into the sky with his rocket feet and shit, looking for the arrow, the archer girl and stuff. And I feel like something's gonna happen where that archer girl is going to eventually become, I don't want to say a good person or something. I don't know. I get a vibe from that character that some way or somehow she will turn to the good side or something like that. I don't know. But what did you guys think about this episode? Were you guys as hyped and excited as I am for, like, the animation and the artwork and such? And at the end, when Benimaru gets his staff with the flame on top, the candlestick, I'll call it that, candlestick, like, ready to go in hot to fight and stuff. The trap is set. Episode 13. 13, right? Episode 13, bro. So good. Leave down in the comments your thoughts about what I said and everything. Your thoughts about the episode. Like this video if you did. Like the video if you liked the episode. Like the video if you like anything I had to say. You like me. And subscribe to the channel for more reviews, vlogs, unboxings, live reactions, and favorite discussion videos and things like that. So gentlemen, stay classy, ladies, stay sassy, but most importantly, everybody got to stay a little nasty. Alright, so peace and love. And I'll see y'all later in the next video. Peace out. May the force be with you always. And plus ultra. This episode was my favorite one. So good.